Seasonality could be our buyer's best friend right now. Every year in the holiday season or in over winter time here in New England, house prices tend to fall or at least level off, and demand drops a bunch. So it's often a time where people are thinking about, because of the low inventory, sitting on the sidelines. In reality, I want to explain why that may not be a good idea for home buyers, even though interest rates are high still, unusually high. We expected them to be lower at this time. It may not be a good idea. Case-Shiller Home Price Index provided to us by MBS Highway chart shows here that every February in the last few years, we've seen a spike in house prices. And this is because seasonality comes into play, where more buyers come back into the market, more houses inventory comes to the market, and there's quite a spike in prices as things move on. The market seems to be opening earlier and earlier every year. So right now is probably a great opportunity. Even though interest rates are higher, we want to try to explain why it could be the right time to still buy a home if you can find one. Waiting for rates to come down is sometimes the psychology our buyers have, and we expect that interest rates, even though if they do fall, are going to bring a lot more home buyers back into the market. So every 1% drop in interest rate, 5 million more buyers become eligible to purchase a home. So the higher rate really is our buyer's best friend, because tighter inventory comes from more buyers back in that market, and it leads to less choices for our home buyers. So right now, even though there is not a lot of inventory in the market, they still have a good chance of winning that inventory when they do find it. It is causing pricing pressures as more people go back into the market. We put together a marry the home rate, date the rate analysis for you. This will help explain in writing to home buyers why it might still be a good idea, even though there's a true cost to refinancing that loan in the future. And certainly with lower interest rates, your payment might feel and look a little bit lower in the future. But in reality, it could end up costing you a lot more money that people may not be reviewing or seeing upfront. So if we put an analysis, if you bought a $700,000 home, 20% down at 560,000 loan amount. Interest rates might be 6.875. I don't know. It's just an interest rate we've been seeing in the market recently. Your payment would be $5,075 on that. Well, if you waited a year and interest rates came down to 5.875 and you finally said, I'm going to go buy that home, and if it was on the market, it's likely because of the values expected to be increasing in the marketplace, that home might be costing 4.1% more now, and that's 728,000. And so you're financing more mortgage, so 582,000. And while the interest rate's lower, your monthly payment is a little bit lower by 182 a month. People think, well, between now and next year, if you waited, you'd be saving $182 a month as a result of that, because you'll have a lower monthly payment. Reality is, you will save $2,184, but you'll also have a cost of refinancing in that 1 year as well of about $3,500 to $4,000. And so people psychologically are thinking, well, that's a cost I'd like to avoid in the future if I could just wait and buy the house then. Well, that may not be the best move long term, because it may end up costing you more. And I put together an analysis showing, while there is a savings of 2184 a year in monthly payments, as well as the cost savings of not having to refinance in the future, you're saving 5600 by waiting to the next year to buy the home. But because the house price has gone up so much, if we take the difference between the house price going up, the 28,000 bucks increase in price of the home, minus the 5600 that you saved, you're still better off buying the home today by $23,000. So you can see it makes a lot of sense to look at it this way and consider that you can always refinance to capture that interest rate in the future, and you'll save a lot more money in because of the expected increase in values of homes in the future as well. So, what tools do we have here at CrossCountry Mortgage to make this less stressful for our home buyers? Well, we do have a buy now, refinance later program where we'll provide $1,500 lender credit towards closing costs in the future when somebody comes back to us to refinance a home when we finance their purchase. So that's called the Buy Now, Refinance Later program here at CrossCountry Mortgage. It's basically waiving the cross-country mortgage fees altogether. We also have a 2-1 seller-funded buy-down that we could employ by sellers if the market's down a little bit and sellers are willing to give seller credits. We are seeing a lot more seller credits in the market today. That seller-funded buy-down can lower that monthly payment for that home buyer for a few years. It's a great way to make it affordable while we're waiting to refinance. Also, there's down payment assistance programs available today for those first-time home buyers that are looking for down payment assistance. That money may not be available in the future. Certainly, hopefully it will be, but with new administration coming in, we don't know if all the dollars that are on the market right now available for first-time homebuyers are going to be available in the future. So certainly take advantage of that while it's available now. Also, the Cardinali mortgage team does something special. Is every client that closes with us, we're monitoring interest rates for them after closing until we can find a better interest rate for them. So we have electronic systems and special software that will monitor the markets and scenarios to try to find a better interest rate for our client after they have closed, and we'll be able to refinance them after our 6-month window is up and get them into a lower monthly payment. So there is a lot of benefit to taking action now. I wanted to share all that with you, and I hope that helps. And if there's any other questions you have for me or want to run a specific scenario or analysis, please reach out to me at the number on my screen. Send me an email or text at that same number as well. Have a great day and happy 2025.